other Las Vegas venues. The Ozone. Do you remember the Ozone at all?
No idea about the Ozone.
An all-ages nightclub on the outskirts of town?
Remember the Ozone, yeah.
Was that the club where somebody was shot at?
Probably. The Rock was a club we played at and someone was murdered. That was closed down.
Because I guess what I'm working up to is, where do you play when you're in Vegas? Because would you guys at these traditional joints? Like, would you play the Double Down, the Punk Dive?
We've never played the Double Down. We played next door to the Double Down called Tramps. A transvestite club, right next to the Double Down. The Tramps. That's where we did a lot of our gigs.
Now, let's bring up the name Rob Ruckus. How does Rob Ruckus play into the history of the Killers? Please explain, Ronnie of the Killers.
I've known Rob Ruckus since I was like 13. And he was always, he's another musician in Vegas. He plays the bass guitar.
In the Vermin!
Yeah. And he would belong to a coterie that would frequent the Double Down.
And where were you guys playing at these times? I mean, you're not aware of the Rob Ruckus there, are you there, Brandon? What were you doing at this time? I guess we were at the Gold Coast Liver and Condoms, but what were you doing at this time?
At what time? During Rob Ruckus?
Yeah, the Rob Ruckus era.
What would I be doing during that time? What was that? So Rob Ruckus, he's still Rob called me a couple weeks ago from New York City. He was at this garage fest. And you would be doing, I don't know, babysat. Yeah, I was probably in, soccer practice.
Brandon and Ronnie of the Killers, help me understand Las Vegas, where you're from. I don't want to belittle this little point here, but Linda Ronstadt just got booed off stage because she dedicated the song to Michael Moore at the Aladdin. Does that happen often? Is it that hard of a crowd?
Well, the crowds are from everywhere. I don't know.
Did you hear that story, though? She got booed off stage for dedicating a song for Michael Moore.
Yeah.
And this was at the Aladdin. Is that
what's the Aladdin? Yeah.
What's the Aladdin like? And do you have to watch what you say from the stage?
No. Three of us used to work in the Aladdin.
And was it just fine? Like, did you see that? Did it appear that they were anti-Michael Moore? Like,
we weren't there before Michael Moore. These are difficult times. You got to consider the times. We've got the elections coming up. A lot of political dirt has been stirred, and somebody getting political on stage, you're always going to get that.
Come on, dedicating her encore to Michael Moore, and then she gets completely kicked out of the place?
Anytime you get political, you're always going to face opposition. It's true.
So you haven't had any urge to do that at all and go out and vote? Join the punk voter team?
No.
I just thought that was kind of mean of the Aladdin. Well, I guess at least they employed you guys, but to get rid of... Come on, let's slag the Aladdin here. They got rid of Linda Ronstadt. She just dedicated the song.
Yeah. They let her back, if it helps. And now supposedly they're going to let him come sing America the Beautiful with her on stage.
Now, does that symbolize Vegas, compromise for everything? It all works out in the end in Vegas, doesn't it?
It's a big playground, yeah. Everybody's happy.
Well, winding up here, Killers, I wanted to ask you a little bit about another band from Vegas, Slaughter.
Yes.
Now, apparently, Slaughter, before you guys came along, them and the Crystal Method were basically the only bands out of Vegas that people maybe have heard of.
Yeah, me and Mark went to the same high school that Mark Slaughter went to.
Well, has Slaughter claimed any influence over the Killers? Because he claimed that he taught the Crystal Method how to play guitar. He mentored them. Has Slaughter helped the Killers at all?
No. Sorry.
Who's been the mentor of the Killers? Because there must be amazing singer-songwriters hanging around Vegas. A lot of people that are just there. Like, have you been able to chum up with anybody? Has anybody helped you out? Like Slaughter helping the Crystal Method. What about the Killers? Have you run across any interesting characters?
No, we didn't need any help.
None? Not at all?
No.
Like there was no guy like, hey man, I wrote songs for Jimmy Durante in the 40s. You know, here, I got a song for you.
No.
Doesn't any of that happen? I mean, how about just people you've encountered just on the street, just generally, like any interesting characters?
There's one fellow, I think, goes by the name of Danny Vegas, and his sidekick, Madman McBride. Can't get into it on air, but in ways they're influential to us. But
in what way?
More of a spiritual influence. Lifestyle. They influence our lifestyle. But the music's all us, man.
Ronnie, is it true in